Welcome to another Coffee with Joy. I'm so excited that you are here, that you're tuning into one of the greatest shows on earth. As you all know, my today's guest is Angel, as we talk about trailblazers and influencing. Of course, I know some of y'all are wondering how to be a content creator. How do I get in this world of influencing? Well, I am great that I have a guru here who's going to talk all about how she got started, how it's happening, how does she create this, and how does she go about her pieces, and so much, much more. Please, after these messages, stay tuned and you get to hear some great news from my guest, Angel.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome back to Coffee with Joy. So now we're going to tune into my guest Angel, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, and then we're going to jump right into this content creation world. Hi, Angel. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Great. So glad that you're here on the show. Thank you for joining us. Can you tell people a little bit about you? Then we're going to jump right into our conversation.
Sure thing. I am a part-time fashion and beauty influencer over on Instagram, TikTok, and I just started a YouTube recently. I've been doing it for what, like maybe like 6 months now. It's been a really crazy ride. So I've just been, maneuvering through, learning a lot about this content creation world and thriving as best as I can.
Oh, wow. Yes. That's phenomenal. So, of course, I consider you to be a trailblazers because, again, in 6 months, you soar very high. I mean, you have so many followers. And what keeps you going into being, a blogger, a content creator? What is it that you do? How did you go about starting and how did you get into it? So, how did you get about starting? How did you get into it?
Honestly, I kind of fell into it, to be honest. I
Okay.
was posting on TikTok just like fun little videos for my friends, and like I would do singing videos because I love singing. And I think there was like a point where people started commenting on my clothing. So I was like, oh, like why not, post a little bit about the things that I'm wearing and like help people find their style. So over on TikTok, I just started doing like little fashion bits here and there, and I had a video hit viral, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like this is like cute, like it's fun. Like, okay, there's people following me and like expecting content, so like let me be consistent." So I told myself, like, I was like, "Okay, like it's what, September, I'm gonna start posting consistently." I used to post three times a day on TikTok, which sounds insane. And then eventually this year, after my TikTok grew, I was like, you know what? Let me come over to Instagram and try that out as well. And that's kind of how I fell into the whole thing.
So, like, how do you fight consistency? How do you stay in the consistency realm? And what made you push back from posting 3 times on TikTok?
Yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. I like I mentioned, I'm part-time content creator because I have a full-time job. So
Right.
I actually work in entertainment full time. And consistent like to get the consistency, I actually batch create on my
Mhm.
weekends. So I
Okay.
get 2 days off in a row and I'll film what I have planned for the following week all in those within those 2 days, and I kind of just like schedule things so that they post on the right time. And in terms of me pushing back on posting 3 times a day on TikTok, because I now have Instagram, it's just been
Mhm.
really hard to film content to fill that time or that requirement. So I've just been trying to find a nice balance, honestly. Like I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I want to post consistently on both, but how do I do that while still prioritizing myself? Because that's also very important, and
Very.
keeping, yeah.
Now, how can you explain what batching is? Because I know we hear that word thrown away a lot, and there's really no true definition for it, let me say. But of
Mhm.
course, in this content world, many of us know what it is. But can you explain what is batching and how do you go about planning when you're batching?
Yeah. So I have a content calendar that I
Mhm.
plan out. I ideally want to start planning it the month ahead for the following month. And I basically just write down the video ideas that I want to do. If I have inspiration, I also enter that in. I use Notion and I have like a
Mhm.
calendar on there. So I kind of just plug in all the information for the month. And on my weekend, I go, okay, this is what I have for the week following. So within those 2 days, I'm like, changing my clothes for every video so it looks like I filmed them on different days. And I'm like just back to back, like truly back to back filming until the sun goes down.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, editing those videos so that I can go up on different days. Mhm.
So when you say back to back, so you're literally, so you just say, okay, from 12 to 6, I'm just going to
Yeah.
post. I'm just going to film all day, and then I'm going to create and edit as I go for the week. Now, do you edit right then and there, or do you edit when it's time for you to post?
I edit it usually when it's time for me to post. I find that
Okay.
easier at the moment. I think eventually I'm going to switch to like editing the day of, but I have to
Okay.
convince myself to get up earlier is the thing. So so if I can
That's
start
the
my
hard part.
batch shooting
Getting up
days on
early.
earlier, yeah, if I can get up
Yeah.
earlier, then I can fit in the editing. Yeah.
Now, who do you see that you influence the most? Because in this world, in this content creator world, let me just be more specific. We're influencing people, and there's a group that follows, of course, at least with the data. When you research your data, it tells you, okay, what age, what gender, what nationality, what country. Who do you influence the most, and why do you think that they gravitate to you?
Yeah, honestly, I have a wide range in terms of age. I think I have from 18 to about 34, I believe, is like my main. But I
Okay,
do still have people younger, and I do still have people, a good amount of people who are older.
right.
And primarily I focus my content to women just because like I dress in women's clothes. But
Yeah.
I found that people of all different genders, shapes, sizes follow me, which I think is
Okay.
really interesting. Um, I am living in a plus size body, so I know I do have a large plus size community who follows, and
Right.
I give them tips on like where to shop and where to find cute pieces. But I've also had, straight size girlies go like, "Oh, like where'd you get this piece?" Or I've had
Right.
men who are like, "Hey, like I would like to wear that shirt. Like, where'd you get that?" So it's a
Right.
really cool. Yeah, yeah. It's a great
Just
mix.
I'm pretty much sure when you got into starting this whole content, the goal wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna influence, 30-year-old women and that's it. You just got in for the fun, but of course the crowd gravitated to you. And then of course that's when you're able to, okay, this is where I could find my niche, what I can do. Now, have you so far being in this content world, have you found there been like a downside to it? Like what is the worst part of doing this content? Because as much as we want to say is glam and glory, but of course, we know there's a deep, deep downside to it all, right? So if you don't mind sharing, what is your downside to all of this?
I mean, I feel very blessed to be where I am. I feel very lucky to have the
Yeah,
platform. I'm trying to think of what the downsides are. I definitely think, it's an added stress being that I have a full-time job. So at
yeah,
times it can become overwhelming just because I know I have a lot of emails to answer, a lot of text messages to answer. So that sometimes can be a little hard.
yeah.
um I definitely will say, like, I've seen negative comments before, which I'm just like, ooh.
Mhm.
I'm very happy that I have really taken the last few years to work on my confidence, because if I didn't, I'm sure I would be distraught by the few
Right.
people who comment negative things. But I'll definitely
Mhm.
say those are the two downsides. I truly enjoy sharing my life and my experiences, and I enjoy helping other people find who they are. And
Right.
I think that's what really keeps me going in this. It's the people who are like, hey, you make me feel really confident about myself. Like, watching you shows me that I can be this, extroverted person. I can be myself. I can shine in my own way. And I think that's the beautiful part.
That's phenomenal. Because again, some downside, they'll have to, so like some people witness downside, it's like, oh my goodness. But downside may not just be like in the term down, right? Like you
Mhm.
stated, it's really just trying to stay on top of it, because the denominator to all of this is just being consistent, right? Trying to fight through it, trying to make sure that we plan. And as you stated, making sure that we have peace for ourselves, because we don't want to get lost in all of this and doing all this work. And now we're tired, we're exhausted, and now we got to go to work. And in my head, it's running, it's
Right.
flowing. So definitely trying to find that peace within to say, okay, I posted enough for this week. I'm going to take time out and I'm going to just enjoy a day, because again, for the most average American, work
Mhm.
5 days out of the 7, whatever that 5 days may be. So you only have what, 2 days, and if they're not consecutive, definitely they
Yeah.
may be off on Monday, maybe off on Thursday. So they trying to find that balance, and trying to find that balance is at times it's hard, especially
It's very
when
hard.
you enter into to be fun, and then the
Hmm.
crowd comes and, oh wow, it's taking the shift. So now that it's taking the shift, has brands reached out to you demanding more, and how do you go about explaining, your time with them, far as like finances, or what is your expectation and what are they asking you? So has brands reached out to you in any capacity?
Yeah, I've definitely had a couple brand deals now, which, I
Okay.
mean, wow. Um and I'm still learning so much. I think I am now learning when to say no, and realizing that it's okay to say no because this is a business. So
Yes.
I think right now I find the negotiating really hard, because that is like my push and pull, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, I am worth more, but I
Yeah.
feel guilty telling them that I'm worth more, if that makes
Right,
sense.
right, right, right.
Um, so,
Right.
they have reached out to me. I know some people go about by reaching out to brands, which is something I do want to start doing eventually,
Okay.
soon as well. And in terms of like the negotiation process, like, they usually have an amount in mind already. Some companies, ask me for my prices depending on what they're trying to do. And then
Mhm.
it's followed by that negotiation process, and then the contracts, of course. But yeah, I think it's still a process that I'm very much still getting used to. I think
Yeah.
coming from the film and TV world, I'm used to saying no on behalf of a company or project,
Mhm.
versus in the social media world, I'm saying no on behalf of myself.
Right. Right. No, that's definitely, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, and also because it takes time, right? It really
Yeah.
takes time, and really trying to understand how to negotiate, how to really
Mhm.
find your worth, because you're trying to itemize, okay, I got to pick the clothes. I got to film these clothes. I got to make it look interesting, so that the individual, because of course with so much data going on, they time it where, you want people to stay on there at least 7 seconds. It's a whole algorithm of un I won't say unnecessary, but there's like a whole data sheet that one, and soon as you understand it, it moves on. So you're trying
Yeah.
to make sure that you getting paid your worth, and that takes time. So I would definitely, I totally agree where, you just try to understand and how to negotiate and how to put your best foot forward, making sure,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not getting bewindled, of course, because they may be asking me and another influencer. That's,
Oh,
look, that is a big thing. But if we're gonna say that for another topic,
yeah.
completely. Because yeah, if they could pay you $10 for a $10,000 work,
Yes.
and sad to say, many people bite at it because they
Yes.
don't know their worth, and it
Yeah.
takes time. So now you're starting with YouTube, and you're already on TikTok. Are you cross contaminating your work, or are you doing something different on each of your platform?
I'll definitely say so when it comes to going to Instagram really quickly, Instagram is very unique in the sense where I
Yeah,
usually make content specifically for Instagram just because there's such a specific aesthetic that comes with
yeah,
it. You know, Instagram likes you to be a little bit more cleaner, very like aesthetically to look at, like visually in terms of content. So I try and make sure that my content there is for Instagram. I'll usually bring over some of my content from Instagram to my TikTok. It depends on the piece because TikTok is more so about authenticity, you know? So on TikTok, I want to really just like kind of strip back and be, I won't say more real because I'm being real on all of them, all the platforms,
yeah.
but just like a little bit more laxed in my content. And then on Instagram, I mean, on YouTube, I've just been posting videos from both. I think YouTube,
Right.
I'm trying to find a way to fit in. So for now, I'm like, okay, YouTube Shorts is a thing. I can do that
Yeah.
because I have months of content to post.
Right,
So
right,
I'm
right, right.
pulling my content from Instagram and TikTok and
Yeah.
posting it onto my YouTube channel. And that's kind of like my logic right now.
I feel because I totally agree. Because my logic is I consider TikTok, Walmart, IG, Target, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Yes.
Target is clean. Ah, I
True.
know. It's
It's
like literally TikTok, they want you to come like beyond authentic, right?
Oh
They don't care.
yeah.
They want you to be ratchet, right? And
Yes.
Instagram, you have to like really, okay, I want to be clean. I want to make sure. And that's what it gives off, right? Not to say you have to stay in that box, but that's what it
Yes.
gives off. But I
Yeah.
do like the sense that when you do look at the page, it's clean, it looks nice, and it really could tell its own story. Versus
Yeah.
TikTok, it doesn't give you that. It doesn't give you that chance to put your page on there, a cover. No, they telling you select something in between because we're gonna
Right.
show everything. So
That's
this is
right.
it. And this, so it's like, okay, so yeah, you have to find something on there, even if you don't like it. But that's how it
Right.
operates. So again, thank you all for watching Coffee with Joy. We're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, of course, we're going to listen. We're going to talk to Angel about some accessories. How did she go about jazzing up her outfit? And why is it very important to utilize the accessories as well? But in the meantime, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow Coffee with Joy. And when we come back, we're going to continue to talking to my guest, Angel. Latest news, today's news, current news, gossip news, you name it. I am your host with Coffee with Joy as I share any up-to-date news that's taking place around the world. But if you would like to check it out, please make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Coffee with Joy, where I share the latest topic. I am your host with Coffee with Joy with today's topic. Welcome back. As always, it's Coffee with Joy. So now we're just gonna talk to Angel about how does she go about choosing her accessories and why accessories are important to really elevate your style and what is the uniqueness about her accessories. So we're just gonna look at the quick clip and then we're gonna bring Angel in. Awesome. So, Angel, so we showed two phenomenal pieces here. And of course, if you wonder why it's quiet, because of course we don't want to get banned for copywriting. So just look at the pieces and digest it for yourself. Okay. I don't want no issues. Yes. But these are some great pieces. Now let's talk about the purse. Or let me not go there. Let me go back. Now, the accessories. Why do you think accessories are important to elevate a style, or do you utilize accessories? Why or why not?
Yeah. Accessories are vital. If the outfit is the pencil, right? The outline of a picture, the accessories are the color, like the
Yeah.
crayons. Like truly, I think it's just, it brings the outfit to life. And I feel like
Mhm.
half the time, if there's ever an outfit that like I'm like, I don't really know about this one, if I add an accessory, I bet you I'll love it because it brings in colors that you
Yeah.
it brings in colors to tie in whatever you're wearing together. I think that there's like so much you can do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you play around with like the rules of threes and things like that, when it comes to color blocking, you can really just like bring in those accents with like little accessories, whether that be your earrings or a purse or
Yeah.
whatever you choose to wear. So, yeah, I'm a fan.
Oh, I'm a big fan of accessories, of course. Can't you tell people? Definitely one of my staple
Yes.
pieces. So yes, I have over 100 pairs. I love my glasses. I'm trying to make sure I'm running in this whole. I'm trying to tell myself I'm trying to make sure I don't duplicate my glasses, but some are just better, very universal pieces. But definitely, I am a stud girl, so I rarely, rarely will wear hoops or any dangles. So I definitely agree with accessories. I love accessory. They really just put the outfit on notice. It screams
Yes.
here, and you can just have something just like a simple all black and accessory really screams out and say, "Pop, we
Yes.
arrived." It is the best. Yes. So can you tell us about the emerald purse? Goes great with the outfit. How
Y'all, the
the
purse.
monochronic look. Mono
This
means one. Look at that. It
Yes.
just goes perfect with the blouse that I have on, people. Of course. Tell us about
The
this unique
purse.
purse. It is so gorgeous.
I
Oh
love
wow.
the purse. It has made waves. What's so funny about this purse? I bought it on Amazon for
Uh-huh.
like $69. And apparently it was a dupe, which I didn't know,
Mhm.
a really good dupe. Well, I'm
Yeah.
very happy about it. I was like, oh wow,
Right.
lovely. And yeah, I was like, oh, let me post it because it's interesting. I saw it on TikTok one day, and that's why I bought it because I saw a girl whip it out. She did the little flip thing, and I was like, ooh, I have to have it.
Yes.
And
It's
I
sad.
love,
Oh wow. Yes. It's a must
yeah,
have.
it's a
Yes.
must have, and it's
And
like
also
now,
about your earrings.
oh,
Like
my
the
earrings,
colorful earrings. Now, those are
yes.
gorgeous. Now I'll probably wear
Thank
those in the
you.
fashion, probably on modeling, but going out, it's a push. But I will wear it. I'm not against dangles. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely a stud girl. And as pieces like this, like where do you get your pieces from, and how did you obtain this beautiful piece?
Oh my goodness. I live in New York,
Uh huh.
and New York has a lot of just little shops. I am a person who will walk around blocks and blocks and blocks and walk into every single little shop
Yes.
on
Yes.
every
Yes.
block. And I think it's fun. So, I used to live in Lower East Side, and there was one day I was there. I can't remember what block it's on, but the company that makes those earrings is called Susan Alexandra.
Okay.
And, they have this beautiful, bright storefront. And I was like, oh, I
Uh huh.
have to go in there. I have to see what the shop is. Went in, and their entire merchandise is like these hand beaded beautiful pieces that are really fun and quirky. And that purse actually has a bag that looks very similar to that, and I really want the bag. I
Yeah.
really want the bag,
Yeah.
but I was like, these earrings are also very cute, so I'm gonna get the earrings first. And
Earrings are
um,
definitely a killer. I'm glad
they
you
are
got it.
so cute. I'm so happy about it. And yeah, so I was like, oh, I have to order this. And I did. From the moment I saw that purse and the earrings, I said, this is it. It's mine.
And the
It's
reason why I love because it's very to me it's very universal, especially with the
Mhm.
colors, right? You could wear it
Yes.
in so many ways. You can really jazz it up, or just
Dress it
something
down
solid, and
even.
the color itself just pops so well. So that's the reason why the accessories I had to make sure I pour that in because people just dress and they don't add the accessories, and I think
Yes.
accessories are definitely statement pieces. Now, if you had to choose, what is one staple piece out of accessory that someone must have?
Ooh, I know you're a stud girl, but
Uh huh.
I I almost never leave my house without my hoop earrings. I love,
Yes, yes. Hoop earrings,
I
yes.
love my hoop earrings.
The studs are here.
I know, I love the stud too. I do love a pearl stud. I do.
Yes.
Mine broke, but
It's okay. As well,
I
let people know I
usually
wear
do
different
wear
colors. Yes.
Oh, that's so cute.
I wear different
That-
colors. So of course you can't see it, but yes, I
yeah.
definitely wear different colors. I just want to let you know, yes. Accessories. Because I don't believe it. I like to think outside the box, right? But again, I'm not a hoop person, but I'll if it was this big for the pearl, I will wear it. But definitely the colors, I am here for it. I would change it up. I'll wear rainbow in a solid and won't think twice. And I'll just look
Yeah,
at you and you may be looking at me like, she knows she got on two different earrings. Not
yeah,
really.
that's
It's
okay.
only different because
Exactly.
you've been living in the world
Exactly.
that say everything got to be the same. No, it's not different.
Right.
It's just
Mix it
called
up.
fashion.
Have some fun. Yes.
Yeah. Now, if anybody were to ask and they say, "Hey, Angel, like, where can I shop?" Because I'm a plus size woman. I really want to think
Mm,
outside the box. I love your style. Like, what are
mm,
some pieces that I can go to look for that's probably as well as inexpensive? Because
mm,
we know plus size at times could be expensive,
it
but
can.
there are stores brands that do offer great pieces at a low cost. So is there any particular brand that you work with that you would like to share? And you probably just put one. You don't have to hold a list, but just in case if someone's wondering, like, where does she shop? Where does she get these items from? You know?
Yeah, I really hop around. I'm not gonna lie. I am
Uh-huh.
a person to hop around, but I will say a lot of my clothes are from like a lot of my basics are from H&M. I love
Okay.
H&M. Their size range is it's pretty wide for what it is.
Yeah.
I also love Pretty Little Things. A lot of
Yeah.
my
Oh
pants that people like are from Pretty Little Things, and I'm a short
yeah.
girl, so I
Uh-huh.
actually get them hemmed.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
I do
wow.
get them
Okay.
hemmed, which is my secret. So a lot of times
Yes.
when you see me with those pants, you're like, "Oh, they fit her." So it's because I'm short and I hem them. So
You do it
yeah,
yourself or you get it,
no,
you go to
I
a
can't
tailor?
sew. That's my one downfall. I really cannot sew, and I need to because it's not cheap. It's it's not cheap
That's
hemming
why
things.
I asked.
I was
Yes.
like, how much just to cut it?
Yeah.
So oh my gosh.
Yeah. Just to him it is a lot.
Um,
Yes. You
yeah,
definitely
so I
need
always
a
say
seamstress. A
yes.
seamstress is definitely much needed because I have one. I have two. I have two seamstresses. So it definitely works because prior to that, I didn't have anybody. But God
Yeah,
answered prayers. So now I have a
amen.
relationship with my seamstress. And we work out a deal, but at the same time, I've been with her for years, but it could
Yeah,
definitely get costly. That's why, to always get in him, it's like, whoa. Now, have you
true.
decided, let me go ahead and try and take a sewing class? Because I know that's probably time consuming. You got to put it in when you get,
Yes.
and I just had to ask because eventually some things will push you to say, because for example, like myself with makeup, I wasn't a makeup
Yeah.
fan, but I know you get tired of paying 150. No shade to anybody. I'm not knocking your prices, okay?
Yes.
But
You
when you, at some point, you get tired.
get
You saying,
tired. Let
okay,
me
well,
tell you. Yes, let me tell you. If here's the thing, I this isn't necessarily sewing, but
uh-huh,
as a kid, I was able to crochet, and I
uh-huh,
started learning how to knit.
okay,
Right? Got older, don't know how to do it anymore.
right,
Compulsively, one day I was like, "Oh, I wanna start knitting again,"
yeah,
and sewing and crocheting. I
yeah,
have a box of
right,
I have a box filled with needles and everything you would need to crochet and knit. Attempted, and I said, "Not for me." It's just I got stuck. I got stuck.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't do it, and I did not persevere like I should have. And
Oh wow,
one day I'm hoping I go back to it. I feel like that's the same thing with knitting. I mean, not knitting,
hmm
sorry, stitching. I feel like
yeah,
I'm gonna start and I'm gonna get stuck and be like, I really do not enjoy this process.
right, right. Because eventually, I like I agree, but with I know, and I use makeup as an example because
Yeah.
as long as I can do the basic, I'm good, and that's all what matters. I'm not looking to do those. I know some women can do all these Chris. That is perfect. I love it when I see it. But for me, from a foundation, a lip gloss, I'm out the
You're like,
door. I'm good. Like I am fine. So I totally agree. Now, when
yeah.
you're putting all your content and everything together, now do you use an app? And how do you go about editing? Because I know that's like another
Mm,
thing where
yeah,
people always have a big issue. How do you edit?
yeah.
Like how do and and some people are afraid to shoot their own things. So how do you go about editing your work? And do you use apps?
Yeah. So, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. I I
As we
sometimes
all
edit.
are. Uh-huh.
If it's like something very simple, I'll edit in app, especially if I
Okay.
know I'm not going to be using it on multiple platforms.
Okay.
So that's like the caveat. If I know it's only for that one platform, I'll edit it within that app.
Gotcha.
For in terms of like content that I kind of share amongst all my platforms, I'll either
Mhm.
edit on Adobe Premiere because I do
Okay.
edit, or I would do Final Cut, which is another, similar to Adobe Premiere,
Uh-huh.
and or I would do CapCut. So any
Right.
videos where you see me layering two of myself or anything like
Yeah.
that, I'll go into CapCut.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so it really just depends on how complicated the edit is the platform that I choose. But I do prefer doing Final Cut and Adobe.
Okay. Perfect. Because there's so many apps, right? There's so
Yeah,
many apps that one can use and try to edit, and they always trying to figure out. And when I say they, we talking about beginners, right? People
yeah,
look and say, "Wow, how do I get to this end result?" And not knowing there's plethora of apps you can use. So thanks for
yeah.
sharing your apps. So
Okay.
we're going to go to commercial. And when we come back, we're going to continue to talk to Angel. And as you always know, please make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe to Coffee with Joy as we be right back after this commercial. Bring them out, hey. Bring them out, yeah. Bring them out, hey. Bring them out.
VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without.
Yes, as you know, Coffee with Joy has a charity company, Chucks and Coffee Give Back. That will be taking place on October 15th of 2023. So please stay tuned as we will have more information coming. It's such a great event and hoping that I could see you there on October 15th, 2023. Yes, Chucks and Coffee Give Back. So now, Angel, now as you're doing your oh joy, forgetting my words. Now as you're putting your I know, right? As you're putting your work together and you're looking at your pieces. Now, I know I asked before that if you cross contaminate. Now you
Yeah.
said that you do some of the work to edit inside your inside the app. Now, do you sometimes refurbish your work and put it onto other platforms, or you just say, okay, this is it, that's it? Now, have you ever refurbished your work?
I definitely have. I think
Mhm.
sometimes different kinds of edits work on different apps. So you can
Yeah.
still have the same content and get to the same end result, but the way you
Mhm.
get there be different and be more effective on one app
Yes.
versus another. So I definitely find myself like I sometimes I do make two different edits, especially when it comes to Instagram and TikTok. I'll make two
Yeah.
different edits for them. And plus they have different rules. Like, on TikTok you can do up to 3 minutes of video, and on Instagram, I believe it's 90 seconds. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have to cut back a little bit when it comes to my Instagram.
Right.
If it's something that I'm sharing.
Right. Now you said that you merging over to YouTube. Now, can
Yes.
you tell us a little bit because that's what everyone is hint. That's where we are, people. YouTube. Make sure you follow, like, and
YouTube.
subscribe. Yes, YouTube and Facebook, but
Mm,
YouTube. Now, what is your thoughts about utilizing YouTube? Because that's a whole different platform, a different beast, but in the same genre, but
yeah.
it's a little different. Like, how have you somewhat mixed around with YouTube?
Yeah, everyone's talking about YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is like the new best. Everyone's like, go on YouTube Shorts, download YouTube Shorts, go on it. So I'm just like,
Yes.
okay, I have to, I have to do it. I have to do
YouTube shorts, YouTube shorts, YouTube.
it.
I feel you. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, right now I have it where I'm posting a YouTube short once a day on every weekday.
Yes.
And I would like to post at least one video every Thursday. I think I'm trying to figure out what content exactly I would like to post on YouTube, because while I feel like, yeah, I can keep it within the fashion niche, it would also give me a great opportunity to get closer with my audience and kind of do
Yeah.
like vlogs and things like that.
Yeah.
I definitely see the importance in YouTube. YouTube is a platform that has been around for a while now. They've really held their own.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of YouTubers come in and go out, and now they're off like having babies and being married, and new ones are coming in. And
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a staple when it comes to content creating. So
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
very
totally
excited for
agree.
that for you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Thank you, Lakia. Thank you so much for the compliment. But I truly agree because there's no limit when it comes to YouTube. That's the one thing that I
Yeah.
like about it. You don't have to be time conscious, versus like with the other platforms. You have to be time conscious, and it's like, okay, I really want to get this out. So they allow you to have full range. Now, of course, you still want to be interesting where you can hold the capacity of your audience. But I like the fact that it's open, and like you stated about the shorts. Now, the shorts are the bomb. The shorts really do
Yeah.
some great things. And I'm like, wow, because I got to commend the shorts. Yes, because of the shorts, definitely add into the viewership. So yes, so YouTube, if you hear this, you can bump your girl up. You hear that, YouTube? But
Yeah. Come
free
on,
promo.
YouTube.
But
Come
yes, I
on,
totally
YouTube.
agree. And as you move into YouTube, is there any ideas like as you're planning that you would like to move over onto YouTube? Like any ideas? Because let me tell you, I love your hair. That's number one. I love
Thank
your hair.
you.
And I could see you doing
Thank
like a hair journey,
you.
tell what products. So that's what I see in my head. Like that's like your next thing, right? You're talking about your hair because your hair is gorgeous. Hands down.
Yeah.
Fluff. I love
Thank
the volume. Everything is great.
you.
But that's just my take. I love your hair. Beautiful women, but I love
I appreciate it. I do.
yours.
I definitely want to like delve deeper into like the questions that people have, and like you
Mhm.
said, like do things like hair journey, do things like experimenting with makeup and with just like learning more about the day ins and day out and having
Yeah,
conversations with people. I think that's the fun part about YouTube. I think it has the authenticity of TikTok,
yeah.
but it feels like you're on FaceTime with someone the entire time.
Yeah. And there's no time limit. So you're not feeling
There's no
constricted. I got to get this story out. Now, granted, you could break it up to
Right.
bring them over, but
Yeah.
you're not, there's no fence around you telling the story.
Yeah.
So of course, I know there's going to be great journey along the way. I'm so excited because you're doing excellent, Angel, of course. And
Thank
again, thank you
you.
for being on Coffee with Joy. This is, I mean,
Thank you.
phenomenal. Now, is there anything that you would like to leave with the guests, like any affirmation, any quotes that helps you as an influence as you're producing, as you're moving through? Because of course, we both have a job, a full time job, and we're creating towards the end. So, is there any wisdom that you'd like to share with anyone who may be tuning in and trying to figure this whole influencing thing out?
Yeah,
Thing.
I am a godly girl, and I
Yeah.
definitely would say that one of my favorite quotes from the Bible would be Jesus said, "You may not know what I'm doing now, but you will understand later." And that's
Yes.
something that I truly take with me, and something that motivated me to continue this journey with my social media content. So,
Yeah.
whether you believe in God or not, people who
Yes.
are watching, just trust the process. And even when things go bad, you don't know if they went bad for the better.
Yeah.
So I think it is
Yeah.
great to wait to see what the answer would be, what the result is before you
Mhm.
prejudge the thing that's happening in the present. So that's my
Phenomenal.
thing.
Thank you so much for sharing, Angel. Thank you. As you all know,
You.
please make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow Coffee with Joy. For I've always have some great guests on who are gurus who share their expertise in all and everything that they do that we bring to our show. So if you would like to monetize, definitely patronize Coffee with Joy, please make sure that you could Cash App or PayPal. Please do so. We feel very, very awesome and grateful. And again, I just want to thank you all who have voted for me to be in the semifinalists for Coffee with Joy. Stay tuned, and hopefully that if I made it, you all will know, definitely. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So me and Angel going to cheers. Woo, you got your cup there, Angel? Yes, you do. Yes, we're going to cheers to a great show. Yes, as you all know, this is your favorite host, Coffee with Joy. And if it's a weekday, it is Coffee with Joy. Live life on purpose and have a blessed one. Thank you all. Bye-bye.